A single movie can cost $200 million to make and literally end someone's career overnight, not slow it down or put it on pause, but completely destroy it. We're talking about actors, directors, and studio executives who went from untouchable to unemployable because of one spectacular failure. And the craziest part is that most of these people were at the absolute peak of their power when it happened. Today, we're looking at the box office disasters that didn't just lose money, but ended careers. The one that basically created the term career-ending bomb belongs to Michael Cimino, who won Best Director for The Deer Hunter in 1979 at age 40, which is when United Artists gave him whatever he wanted for his next project. What he wanted turned into Heaven's Gate, and that's when things fell apart. The budget started at $7.5 million, but ended up costing $44 million, which in 1980 money was absolutely insane. On set, Cimino became famous for doing 50 takes of scenes, tearing down entire sets because the color looked slightly wrong, and shutting down production for days because the dirt roads didn't look authentic enough. November 1980 brought the premiere, and critics absolutely savaged it. United Artists pulled it from theaters after 1 week, re-edited the entire thing, and released it again 6 months later, only to watch it make $3.5 million total. The studio lost so much money that they had to sell the entire company. Here's the thing about what happened next. Cimino only directed 4 more movies in the next 32 years before he died, and none of them got major studio backing, while one went straight to video. Winning an Oscar to being completely shut out of Hollywood took less than a year. Disney made Rich Ross chairman of Walt Disney Studios in 2009 when he was 47 years old, coming off his success as president of Disney Channel and positioned as the next big thing in Hollywood executive circles. His decision to greenlight John Carter changed everything. According to reports at the time, the production budget came in around $250 million, but when you factor in marketing, Disney spent somewhere between $350 and $400 million on this movie. Worldwide box office hit $284 million, which sounds okay until you realize studios only take home about half of box office revenue. Disney took a $200 million write-down, meaning that's not profit lost, but money they had to acknowledge was just gone. Ross resigned in April 2012, less than a month after John Carter bombed, releasing a statement saying it was his decision, even though everyone in the industry knew what had happened. The Hollywood Reporter called it one of the most spectacular executive flameouts in recent memory, and he never ran another major studio. Elaine May is a legitimate comedy legend who was part of Nichols and May in the 1960s, one of the most influential comedy duos ever, and she wrote and directed The Heartbreak Kid while also directing A New Leaf. Beatty and Dustin Hoffman both wanted to work with her, which is how Ishtar happened. Filming in Morocco turned into a disaster when May started rewriting entire scenes on the spot, according to crew members, and the budget went from $27 million to over $50 million. When it came out in May 1987, it made $14 million total. Here's what's sad about this one. May basically didn't direct another movie for 29 years, doing some writing work and script doctoring, but essentially getting blacklisted from directing until she finally got another directing job in 2016 with a TV movie, one of the sharpest comedy minds in Hollywood, and the industry just decided she was done. The crazy thing is that if you watch Ishtar now, it's actually not that bad with problems, sure, but nowhere near as terrible as its reputation. Yet in Hollywood, perception becomes reality. Cutthroat Island didn't just kill one career, but took down an entire studio. Carolco Pictures dominated the late 80s and early 90s with Rambo, Terminator 2, and Total Recall as massive hits, but by 1995 they were in financial trouble and bet everything on Cutthroat Island as this big pirate epic that would save the company. The budget hit $98 million, which was enormous for 1995, and they wanted to make Geena Davis into an action star with her husband at the time, Rennie Harlin, directing it. The script went through multiple rewrites. Michael Douglas was supposed to star opposite Davis, but dropped out, and they ended up casting Matthew Modine. Opening in December 1995 brought in $10 million domestically, while worldwide it barely hit $18 million. Carolco filed for bankruptcy before the movie even finished its theatrical run, and the Guinness Book of World Records literally listed it as the biggest box office bomb of all time. Rennie Harlin directed a few more movies after this, but nothing major from Hollywood studios, and his career never recovered. Geena Davis, who was coming off Thelma and Louise and A League of Their Own, couldn't get another leading role in a big-budget film and did TV work and supporting roles while the action star thing died on arrival. Eddie Murphy was one of the biggest stars on the planet in the 1980s and 90s, with Coming to America, Beverly Hills Cop, and The Nutty Professor making him box office gold, and that's when The Adventures of Pluto Nash happened. This movie sat on a shelf for 2 years after it finished filming, which is never a good sign, and Warner Brothers kept pushing back the release date because they knew they had a problem. When it finally came out in August 2002, it cost $100 million to make. Worldwide earnings hit $7.1 million, as in $7 million on a $100 million budget. Now, did this end Eddie Murphy's career entirely? No, he was too big to completely disappear. But look at what happened after with Daddy Daycare, The Haunted Mansion, and Norbit showing his star power was clearly diminished. The $20 million paychecks stopped. Coming, the roles got smaller and the budgets got tighter. Pluto Nash didn't kill his career, but definitely wounded it in a way he never fully recovered from. Warren Beatty is a Hollywood legend who starred in Bonnie and Clyde, directed Reds, and won an Oscar, meaning by the late 1990s, he could still get pretty much any project made that he wanted. Town and Country started filming in 1998 as a sophisticated romantic comedy with Beatty, Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn, and Gary Shandling, and the budget was around $90 million, which was already ridiculous for a comedy. Production turned into a nightmare, with constant reshooting of scenes and the release date getting pushed back multiple times, and by the time it finally came out in April 2001, it had cost somewhere between $90 and $105 million. Worldwide box office came in at $10 million. Beatty hasn't acted in a major film since then, and while he directed and starred in Rules Don't Apply in 2016, that was 15 years later, and it also bombed. Town and Country essentially marked the end of his career as a leading man, and while he was 64 when it came out, so age was a factor, this movie made him radioactive where nobody wanted to take a chance on him after that kind of loss. The Lone Ranger in 2013 was supposed to make Armie Hammer into a massive action star, and Disney spent between $225 and $250 million on the production. Gore Verbinski directed it, the guy who did Pirates of the Caribbean, and Johnny Depp was in it as Tonto, while everything pointed to this being a huge summer blockbuster. Worldwide box office hit $260 million, which again sounds okay until you do the math. With marketing costs added in, Disney needed this thing to make at least $650 million to break even, and they lost somewhere between $160 and $190 million. Armie Hammer was supposed to be the next big thing after The Social Network, with the looks and the acting chops, but after The Lone Ranger bombed, the major leading man roles just stopped coming. Smaller films and supporting work followed, but he never became the A-list action star this movie was supposed to make him, and obviously his career completely imploded a few years later for entirely different reasons, but The Lone Ranger was the first major blow showing Hollywood he couldn't open a movie, and in that industry that's a death sentence for your leading man potential. So here's my question for you. Do you think any of these people deserve to have their entire careers destroyed over one movie? Because that's the thing about Hollywood, where there's no safety net, and you can spend decades building a reputation, only to have one bad roll of the dice take it all away. If you found this interesting, hit that subscribe button because we've got more Hollywood disaster stories coming up. Let me know in the comments which box office bomb you think was the most brutal career killer, and I'll see you in the next one.